Hey everybody, I'm going to be talking to you today about networking with experts in the field. Students need to see science in action. It's important for them to see what scientists are doing in the field in various disciplines. I first started out by contacting Eric Smith, who was related to Michelle Heiser. So I networked with one of my colleagues to track down someone that was actually involved in working with the James Webb Space Telescope. And so he Skyped in with several of my classes and talked about the progress, where they are with James Webb and some of its applications. Then I showed a video to some of my students on a topic that we were studying in class and noticed one of the narrators of that video had his information displayed on the screen. And so I basically just emailed him and asked if he would be interested in Skyping with us, and he did. And so it was an awesome experience for my students to talk to a Yale astronomy professor about what he was currently studying. You can go to Skype a scientist and simply sign up on their website. It's a really easy process. If you are a science teacher, it's basically just a Google Doc, and they will then match you with scientists. And it's very easy to choose the type of scientist that you want to talk to. I received this email from a scientist that we ended up then Skyping with, and he was talking about relativistic quantum information, which was basically the concept of time. And so here's a picture of him Skyping with us. Another great opportunity for students to see science in action. Other scientists that have been paired with our class, you can see a geologist and engineer, and the list kind of continues to grow. You actually enter that information each semester and can get paired up with scientists throughout the year. You can go to Skype in the classroom if you haven't done any Skyping and decide if you want to take a virtual field trip or if you want to do a specific Skype lesson, or you can find some guest speakers that can talk to your class, but it really goes to any discipline and not just science. I really like Google Hangouts in education. You can put a request in there to speak with another class or anyone that's studying some of the similar content that you're studying in your course, and then you get matched up with them. Google Hangouts is really easy to join. It's basically just your email, and then you're basically Skyping with those other individuals. Networking with alumni is important too. I've spoken with some of the alumni that have graduated and pursued careers in science, and they've come back to do some presentations for me. Networking with parents is obviously really important. I send out a weekly email to my parents and try to get them involved in what we're doing in class, and ended up bringing in Mr. Shepard, who was involved in the Mars rover and Project Horizon experience. Currently working with Mark Newman. I networked through a parent to contact him. He actually works for NASA and Orbital ATK, and was just recently putting some equipment into the International Space Station, where they're going to be servicing satellites with robots in space. So we're looking forward to that, and hopefully being able to involve all ninth grade students in that presentation when he comes to see us this spring. Parents can also bring in some of their passions that they share, such as a personal collection of rocks and minerals. Online resources are really important. We often will check in on some live streaming processes. Maybe through this one was through Lockheed Martin, and we were able to tweet in questions that were answered by scientists. Or we might just be able to tap in and see a live stream from the International Space Station. And it doesn't matter if we're not currently studying that. Just having that live stream up for them can pique their interest for those that are into that type of content. Sometimes we've tapped into maybe a rocket that was taking off that was going to resupply the ISS, or just one that was putting satellites into space and talking about what those satellites' capabilities are going to be doing and how that impacts us. Flipgrid connections are really useful as well. I like to use Flipgrid for a variety of applications, but if you want to see your students connect with individuals across the globe, they can tap into a connection. This one was for a paleontologist that was studying fossils, and even though this wasn't a course requirement, it was an enrichment opportunity for students who were interested in fossils. They could actually go in and on their own time follow this several-week process of where they were able to post their own videos and ask questions to this paleontologist. So Flipgrid connections obviously span all disciplines. Just doing a simple Google search just for science and connecting experts to your students comes up with the JASON project or the Center of Science and Industry project, where you're connecting with real life scientists in the field as well. So take the risk, and you just try to basically control the controllables, do a test call a few days before, come out of your comfort zone a little bit. It's nerve-wracking sometimes to talk to someone you don't know, but I think the students definitely benefit from it, and they end up asking awesome questions that lead to further exploration in your classes. So good luck.